Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nacho Cheese.
And I am Unctious, and we're about to bring you Game 2 in this epic TBT of Kamedience versus Pewt. Actually, we should have asked them to change their colors, because the pink and purple thing was getting on my nerves last game, and I totally forgot about it. But last game, we saw, it was like 40 minutes of pure TBT action. It was going back and forth the entire game. It was so hard to figure out what to expect coming from both of these players. Both of them not really changing strategies up too much, throwing a lot of units away. There are a lot of army trades going on, and we are on our way to Shattered Temple.
Now, this is Game 2 of a best-of-3 in the quarterfinals of the small-time tournament, which is a new tournament that's getting started up by a Reddit user by the name of RabbitBot. He is Zen in StarCraft, and this is the second small-time tournament that we are running. This week, it is Diamond and Masters level players. And that is what both of our players are, Kamedience and Pewt, both Masters level Terran players in the quarterfinals. And we're seeing some nice banter going on between Pewt and Kamedience. Very well mannered. Pewt, unfortunately, feeling like he played under his abilities, so hopefully we will see him playing a little bit closer to what he expects himself to play. Although, as Unctious was saying, the last match was just insane, great PvP action, exactly what I like to see, and I only hope that this game doesn't last as long, because it is getting started late, and we do still have the semifinals and the finals to go. Regardless, we are getting started on MLG Shattered Temple. Kamedience, as we said, was able to take Game 1, so we will be seeing right now if Kamedience will be able to solidify his lead and sweep the best-of-3, or whether Pewt will be able to mount a comeback and take Game 2 and go on to Game 3.
Now, as I said over and over last game, I think Pewt's downfall was that he just didn't spend all of his minerals when he had it. He could have had a lot more units out earlier in the game that would have been able to kind of roll right over Kamedience's armor, and he just didn't make it happen. And I think those are the kind of things that are overlooked that can win or lose a game for you. And that's the thing that'll put you up into a higher ranking if you're in a low league at this point. It's keeping track of your minerals. It's very basic things that are very, very difficult to keep track of. And that's what makes StarCraft 2 such a wonderful game. There's a lot of simple things. Multitasking is huge. Keeping track of your economy is so important. And you're going to see, it looks like Kamedience going for a Ghost Academy pretty early in the game. You're going to see some ghosts out and maybe some nukes. I'd be really excited for nukes, I'll tell you. I think they're one of the things that people don't use the way they should. If you get a nuke down while you're pushing from the front so that somebody can never find where it's going down, then that would be an effectively placed nuke. While Pewt is just going for a rather early expansion. I'm not sure this is the map that you see a lot of Terran players doing that on, but it looks like that's what's happening for us.
Ghost, an interesting choice against another Terran player. Snipe obviously will be very powerful, able to one-hit kill Marines until they get that combat shields upgrade, but I'm not sure what EMP will be able to do. I would love to see some nukes. I think the only thing greater than seeing nukes in games is seeing nukes in games accompanied by Dr. Seuss-like quotes. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, check out the Day 9 Daily, his Fun Day Monday, entitled Nukes and Seuss. You can find that on his website or on his YouTube, which I am not going to plug here because I'm sure he has lots of advertising anyway. However, I am going to open up this chance to plug our own channels. As I mentioned before, I am Nacho Cheese, and my stream can be found at justin.tv/Ganon11. That's GANON11.
We see a lot of Marines moving out, a few Marines moving out for Kamedience right now. Pewt being able to take advantage of this bunker that he has out front, and that Ghost coming in, kind of kicking it in the clutch right there. Able to snipe those Marines without too much of an issue, and the Ghost getting away without taking too much damage at all. So now that the Ghost is in the base, he'll be able to take out those SCVs no problem, just one at a time. Getting that Ghost in there, actually opting to take out the tech lab that's on this this bunker right here. A lot of SCVs are getting pulled to surround that ghost, and he just snipes his way out. That ghost is finally going down. No reinforcements coming down. So a lot of mining time lost this early in the game can put a player at an extreme disadvantage. And it looks like Kamedience is going ahead and transitioning out of this by throwing down a couple more bunkers, one with a tech lab and one with a reactor. He's getting stim, which means that we will be seeing more of an aggressive play, as we already have begun to see. It looks like we're going to be doing a lot of marine heavy play at this point. And now I didn't plug myself, so while there's a little lull in the game, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm Unctious, and you can find me at justin.tv/UnctiousSC. I cast at various times throughout the day. I'll look for a lot of high-level games to cast, and if I can't find any, then I'll go to recordings of either MLG games, GSL games, anything that I can get my hands on. You can email me your own replays at unctiousSC@gmail.com, and you can check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/unctiousSC. So now, where does it look like this game is going, sir? What do you think this game has in store for us?
Well, that early ghost was an interesting play. Kamedience now opting for a little bit safer Marine Marauder play, and he is moving out. I'm not sure if he's going to be taking this tower and just getting some map control and some knowledge, or whether he will be pushing up and trying to break this expansion. Now, Pewt, clearly has this expansion. He is mining out of it. Had a couple mules there until they just broke down. So he should be at a bit of an economic advantage. However, he is currently supply blocked, and Kamedience does have a little tiny food advantage. So while if we look at the units lost tab, Kamedience did lose more resources worth of units, it may have been worth it putting Pewt just a little bit on the defensive. Again, getting him out of his comfort zone. As they were sort of bantering back and forth at the beginning of this game, Pewt saying, I don't play well when I'm out of my comfort zone, and Kamedience saying, that's good news for me, because that's exactly what I like to do, is put players out of their comfort zone. Kamedience has his command center upgraded to an orbital command, and he's now going to be lifting that off and moving down to his own expansion. Having control of this tower, he feels very secure in knowing when an attack is coming, and so he should be able to catch up in this economic game, and we will have to see where it goes from there. I can't really get a good read off of either of these players just based off of their buildings. Pewt has a good amount of barracks down, 2 with tech labs, 1 with a reactor, 1 with nothing, and a factory, but he is not building out of this factory. On the other hand, Kamedience going for a 2-1-1 build with 2 barracks, 1 factory, and 1 starport. So not quite a Destiny Cloudfist build, but darn close. We'll probably see a very similar unit composition.
Now, we have a Marine force coming out from Pewt, and Kamedience, being able to see that with the watchtower, is going to get his units out of there. And I'm not sure it's such a great idea for Pewt to be pushing out. What he doesn't know is that cloaked Banshees are coming out for Kamedience right now, and those will be able to get in and kind of draw out some scans, which is extremely important, especially when your opponent has had his second base running for longer. He's had more mules than you have at this point, and each scan is going to cost just about a mule, and that is absolutely devastating. Well, it's not terribly devastating when it moves as we're getting into the mid game, but early on, those mules are extremely, extremely, extremely important. So it looks like those Banshees aren't moving out quite yet. This lone Banshee's waiting for a friend. He doesn't like moving out alone. Oh, well, actually, they're splitting up. Finally going together. They're going to be able to wrap around behind either of these mineral lines. There are no missile turrets up yet, as far as I can see, which means that there's going to be some serious problems for our purple player, who is now trying to take gold expansion. Now, are these Banshees going to fly right over that gold? It looks like the Marines aren't going to be able to spot those Banshees being able to just avoid me. Oh, no! Oh, God. The Banshees almost went in for it. And they decided to go back around. They're just going to go ahead and sit in that top corner and wait for an opportunity to attack.
So, Pewt has not gotten a whole lot of scouting information. He did scan quite a while ago, and got the knowledge that there was an expansion down, and then poking forward with that Marine, he was able to see these bunkers. So he's got to know that the expansion is down, but he has no idea that these Banshees are on the way. One Banshee now taking some free pot shots against the supply depot. The other one's saying, "No, you got this. You got this."
And in response, a drop coming from Pewt right in the main, and some really nice defense from Kamedience. All the SCVs getting pulled. It's going to be a lot of mining damage. What a great response for those cloaked Banshees that came out to really try to do some damage. Missile turrets are finally going up for Pewt at this time.
A lot of mining damage, and I think more importantly, because Kamedience was focused on defending against that drop, he was not able to micro his Banshees, and it looks like the total damage done by those Banshees is one supply depot, which really is not... It's not worth the cost of two Banshees going down, as Pewt was able to easily take back some Marines and just take out those Banshees with relatively few repercussions. Kamedience is going to be taking out these back rocks to try and secure this more easily defendable third base. We are seeing a command center is just now upgraded to an orbital command, so it will be ready to lift off and float on over. Meanwhile, Pewt has the center of the map. He has another drop going up towards the top. His command center is almost done at the gold expansion, and Kamedience just now throwing down a missile turret to try and stop any drops, but unfortunately, he is too late. However, he does have a lot of units still in the mineral line, so Pewt is getting scared away. He's going to be dropping Marines, but they're going to be coming down one at a time and not doing great amount of damage. Turns finishing up, taking out that medevac, and now the rest of these Marines will be taken out. But he has revealed, sort of not on purpose, that these Hellions have the blue flame upgrade, and that they will be very good against light units. And hey, guess what? Marines count as light units. So this very Marine-heavy army may start melting away very quickly to the Blue Flame Hellions, and Pewt is continuing with this drop play as he loads up yet another medevac and goes down to the south, probably going to scout out this third base and be able to take out these mules with, again, very few repercussions, although Kamedience's army is in a good position to come and reinforce it very quickly.
Now, Ghosts do have Cloak at this point, and let's see this Pewt drop right on the third base of his opponent. It's going to do a lot of damage with nobody coming down for anything. This is not a planetary fortress, so these Marines will be able to clean up everything mining on this base, none of them getting pulled. Finally, Marines stimming up to try to take care of them, and they will be able to do quite a bit of damage to those Marines, but damage has been done already. Now, Kamedience has no idea about this mining planetary fortress at the gold expansion of his opponent. He has no idea that it's happening. I checked his vision. Those Banshees didn't see those rocks going down. They didn't see the rocks down at all. So, it looks like Pewt is going to be able to take a lead, now taking his fourth base, now that he's nearly mined out on his main.
No.
And this just... Go ahead.
Pewt was able to do a lot of damage with those Marines. He only had 8 and the medevac against 13 Marines that were pulled for Kamedience, and he was still able to completely kill that Marine force, and the reason is Kamedience only has one attack upgrade. His second attack upgrade is on the way. But if we look at Pewt's army, he has 2 upgrades, and there's a nuke going down, and I have no idea where the nuke is.
It is right inside of Pewt's main base. The nuke's about to come down right on a few supply depots from the production distributors. All of the supply depots that it went down on do come out. The tech lab that was on this barracks, it does get taken down. At the same time, Pewt has a drop coming in on that third base once again, and it looks like an EMP just went down on the orbital command to take out all of its energy. No more mules going to be able to go down. No more scans that are going to be able to go down. And as soon as the second nuke finishes, it should be ready to go in just a little bit. About 30 seconds for being complete. That Ghost is not being microed at all. Not getting taken out of the way. He's just sitting there waiting to be killed.
Interesting.
Both players.
Ghost is he's on the hold fire command, and so now he's taking out a Marine, moving in, going to be taking out an SCV. This Ghost, Corporal Ghost over here with 7 kills, but now is taken out by those Marines. This is a crazy game once again.
Now. A fourth planetary fortress, fourth base for Pewt is up and running entirely. The gold expansion is not mining all the way. It's not entirely, but we have Marine stimming in for Pewt down at the third. But it looks like they will get taken out. He's well prepared. The missile turret is nothing. The medevac was out there a long, long time ago. And another command sensor coming down for Kamedience to try to catch up in economy, which I'm not sure he's going to be able to do, especially with that gold base down in mining. So all these Marines are sitting by this gold base, perhaps tentatively viewing the rocks, trying to figure out if they're actually dangerous or not, while two more medevacs full of Marines it looks like they're swinging around for Pewt, going to be able to move in from the side where there are no missile turrets guarding anything. The thing about missile turrets is that putting them up directly in front of your command center doesn't really do anything for you if the entire side is unprotected.
By the way, one fish, two fish, red fish, nuke fish, a nuke landing and taking out so many add-ons in Pewt's base. However, these 16 Marines have landed in the expansion. They're now stimming forward, moving in. They're doing a lot of damage to a lot of Marines, taking out one of those mules which just landed, and now moving forward, taking out that tank, cleaning up all the SCVs on this base, being able to do a satisfying amount of damage before losing those Marines. This game is crazy. I am loving it. I'm just having so much fun casting this game.
Hey, Banshee moved in, tried to take care of the planetary fortress. He did close before two Vikings went ahead and take it out. And that planetary fortress is looking so angry, absolutely unable to do anything. We have a big engagement in the middle. Kamedience is going to have to move back because it looks like 6 tanks from Pewt sieged up just in time to take care of any units that were trying to do any force, to put any force. Now, a Banshee, a brave Banshee is coming in. A scan going down to take him out because these Vikings were well prepared to take him out, and it looks like Kamedience needs to get some units out front to take care of anything that's over here. He needs to unload those bunkers because those bunkers are terribly dangerous, and this Banshee up in the upper left-hand corner of the map is still speeding away, so very slowly at that planetary fortress. And Kamedience is moving back to try to protect his third mining base, while Pewt stims forward, going to try to take out as many SCVs as he can, but Kamedience coming back down, able to repel all of those Marines, which are, if he doesn't move them back, will run everything down into those tanks.
It's a bit of a misstep by Pewt moving those forces up very bravely to try and take out this expansion, but unfortunately he lost the support of these 6 tanks, and so Kamedience was able to punish him for that. However, Pewt still has all of these tanks. They are now sieged in range of this ramp, and with the Vikings giving him vision up, he will be able to shut down any reinforcements coming from the top. And now Kamedience has his own tanks sieged up on only 2. He's trying to do some sort of a surround with this army, but Pewt, having learned his lesson, is staying close to those tanks. They're going to move over and take out this gold expansion, which is a planetary fortress but does not have the range. And now while those tanks are focused, Kamedience is able to roll in here, take out 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks before he will get cleaned up. That is a lot of damage to Pewt's army. However, that was a lot of damage to Kamedience's army, and now Pewt's able to walk in here, able to take out both of those tanks, do a lot of damage. SCVs being pulled, they're just not even getting close to doing any damage before all of those Marines are able to take them out. The Marines now at 3-3 upgrades for Pewt, as opposed to Kamedience's only 2 attack upgrades, and it looks like Pewt is just going to be cleaning up this natural base, tanks attacking the planetary fortress, moving his force down here to the 3rd mining base, and is going to be able to take that out. A couple SCVs, still long-range mining gas. There goes the orbital command. It is destroyed. All of these buildings and SCVs being taken out. Pewt just running around with everything he has, taking out Raven. Vikings able to do a lot of damage. Where did those tanks go? I
did not see them either. I was paying attention to the 7 barracks coming up in by Pewt's I think it's his 4th base, 5th base coming up. These SCVs are doing everything they can to keep this planetary fortress alive, and he's doing a great job of it, but being off of only that gold base with a couple of mules is not going to be enough to catch up to the base's mining of Pewt, who has 4,500 mules kept away. Pewt can pretty much just move right in at this point. Minus this, it looks like there is a force building up for Kamedience, but it's not going to be huge. especially when Pewt can go ahead and resupply right after this. Now, that Viking movement pool is going to be able to get up. Oh, a nuke going down just to take out everything that Pewt has, but they will be able to get out of the way. And that goes, we'll cancel that nuke. He decided that it wasn't going to go for it. I'm really not sure that there's anything that Kamedience can do at this point.
He does have 2 tanks sieged up, so he is fairly defended against any Marine pushes up the ramp. However, he just does not have the unit count. He does not have anything to be able to attack air unit, except for just this Ghost and this Marine. And I think Pewt has realized this and is starting to build a Banshee, which will be able to move in and slowly just take out the tank. He does have 1 Banshee already out on the field, taking out the SCVs, and he's going to try and take out the Planetary Fortress, and he will be able to move in there, take out those tanks, take out those Marauders. This is looking all the way bad for Kamedience. There's nothing really he can do to break this contain, as there are just too many production facilities, although Pewt not producing out of them. He does have 15 barracks hotkeyed to his 5 hotkey, but he is just not using them. Kamedience is trying to break this contain by expanding over here, but Pewt has already gotten Planetary Fortress up and missile turret. That orbital command will not be able to land. It will take a little bit of damage from the turret. Kamedience tried to drop a couple forces in here, but the Planetary Fortress is leading most of that up. And there's a nuke going down, another defensive nuke on the ramp. However, Pewt is able to just stim and move his army up into the base past that nuke. That nuke is going to do no damage at all. It's only going to take out this refinery, and there's the GG from Kamedience. We're going on to Game 3 of this quarterfinals match between Kamedience and Pewt.
You know, watching this match has been absolutely ridiculous. The last one went nearly 40 minutes. This one just went 30 minutes. And it looks like Kamedience will be opting not for a huge macro game. Going to be going for Zelnaga Cavern next up on the list. But what a game.
Zelnaga Caverns, I know, is one of your favorite maps. I like it a lot, too. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back to cast the ace match of this TVT in the quarterfinals. Until then, I am Nacho Cheese.
And I'm Unctuous, and we will see you after this brief break.